All right, ladies, it's time to tackle the smoky eye look. And if you're anything like I used to be, you kind of shy away from this look because instead of like this gorgeous, sultry, smoky eye, you end up looking like you got in a bar fight or something. Yeah, I was there. Believe me, been there, done that many a times. But I've learned a technique that works amazing for doing this gorgeous smoky eye, and I found out that tools are a big deal. So to complete today's smoky eye, I'm going to be using kind of like the typical smoky eye look colors. Now, know that you can do this with any colors. You can go for purples, you could go for blues, you could go for a more neutral brown, but this is just kind of like your typical smoky eye colors. So this is Unique's Addiction Palette number 2. Mine is well used. You can kind of see the little 2 on there, and I absolutely love these palettes because the colors are so highly pigmented. We're just going to use 3 of the colors for this eye look today, but you could totally make several different eye looks using all the colors in here. And the tools that I'm going to be using today, I'm actually using 3 different brushes, and 2 of them are dual ended, so really it's like 5 different tools here. And the reason that tools are so important is because could you imagine doing a full look? When you use a sponge like this that typically comes in an eyeshadow palette and you try to achieve the smoky eye look with just that tool, that's where it goes wrong. You need to focus on doing lots of blending, and that's where these more fluffy brushes come into play. So I'm using Unique's Deluxe brush, which is the fluffiest of the 3 different brushes that I'm going to be using. And I'm also going to be using the angled shadow. See, it's kind of got an angled end on there, and then the sponge brush. And finally, I'm going to be using our liner shader brush. So it's got like these nice tightly packed bristles on one end and more of a fluffy side on the other end. So watch how I do my smoky eye. First off, I'm going to start off by using eye primer. Eye primer is key to any eye look, especially a smoky eye, to keep it looking gorgeous all night long. It's going to help create this nice base for your eyeshadow to stick to, so you don't need a whole lot of pigment. It's also going to help so that your color stays in place without creasing through the day. Now after that eye primer has had just a chance to kind of set and dry, I'm going to go in using the Deluxe brush. This was the fluffiest of the brushes that I talked about. And we're going to use this to create kind of a transition color. So I'm going in, you want to go in with a color that's just a hint darker than your natural skin color. It can be, in any color scheme, but just like the tones should be 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin color. So I'm going to go in with this color here. It is called Honorable, and we're going to take and just place a little bit of color on the brush and actually tap off any excess so we're not getting that fallout on our cheeks underneath that make us look like a raccoon. And I'm going to take this brush and hold it at the end of the brush so that I don't have a lot of pressure. The further out you hold from the bristles, you have more of a light hand. If you move your fingers up closer to the end of the brush, you're going to be applying the color a little bit more concentrated. So I want to go really light, and I'm going to start to build up the color. Now as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up a little bit more color because I want that color a little bit deeper. But I'm doing kind of like these windshield wiper motions with a little bit of circular motion. And that's just blending that color in nicely right above my crease. I'm going just a hint above my crease and then also pulling that color down into my crease. Now the reason I like to do this is because I have what's called hooded eyelids. So when I open up my eye, do you see how this skin kind of hangs over and hides that color that I put in there? So I want to come just a little bit up on my brow bone. So you really want to kind of keep your eyes open and not close and just go in the crease because you want that color to be visible. Okay, now that we've got that color placed on there, that again is called our transition color. So this is just so that that darker color isn't going to look so harsh against your natural skin tone. Now I'm going to take the Angled Shadow sponge brush, and I'm going to be using this sponge end here. I really like this to apply any sparkly colors because it really helps with that fallout. And I'm going to go in with the color Blissful. It's this gorgeous kind of gold shimmer color. And I'm just going to tap the sponge in that color, again tapping off so that I don't have a ton of excess on there. And then I'm going to take and use this point on the end to get to the inner corner of my eye, and just I'm patting this color on there. It may look like I'm swiping, but I'm not. I'm just doing like gentle patting motions and going and picking up a little extra color when I feel like I need it. Start off with less color. It's easier to build than it is to take away. Okay, so there's that gorgeous color. If you wanted, you could call it good and go with this look for a little bit more of a daytime eye. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to turn up the smoke factor a little bit. And now I'm going to go in with the other end of this brush, and this is the angled end. This works perfectly for creating that outer V. If you've maybe watched some eye makeup tutorials in the past, they talk about this outer V in your eye. And we're going to go in with a dark color. So we're going in with this color called Cocky. It's like a deep chocolate brown, almost black, and I'm just tapping my brush in the color because the color is super concentrated, and again tapping off any excess. Now I'm going to take that angled end and I'm going to kind of angle it out on the outer part of my eye, angled up towards the tail of my eyebrow. Try to get my hair out of the way here, and start right at the lash line and just kind of tap it there. Okay, do you see how that's starting to create that line that kind of wings out? I'm going to go in with just a hint more product, and again just tap it there. Now you want to turn your brush, so I'm going to turn it, let me see, I'm going to have it so that the angle is coming in here into the crease of my eye, and I'm going to pick up a hint more color and then just tap that in there. So now I've got kind of that outer V that was super simple to put on because of the brush shape. It really helps. And now I'm going to take that color and just drag it in. Now you don't want to drag it all the way across your eyelid. I would say to try to focus on the outer 1/3 or 1/4 of your eyelid, again in that triangle shape area. So just adding a little bit of depth and dimension into that portion of the eye. I'm going to take our liner shader brush. Now the shader part has no product on it right now. I'm going to use that to blend these colors together, starting at the outer edge and kind of pulling in lightly. Now if I feel like I'm getting a little bit too dark, you want to take just a paper towel or something and kind of clean off your brush, because you don't want to pull all that dark into the inner corner of your eye. Now we're going to flip the brush around and we're going to use the liner end of the brush, because I really like using our palettes as liners. And again, I'm going to go into that color Cocky, tap off any excess, and I'm going to line my upper lash line with that color, just so I give this nice, soft, smoky liner effect. If you wanted it to be more concentrated, you could wet your brush as well. So we've used it as a liner, and now I'm also going to drag it along the lower lash line. Not all the way in, but like the outer third to half. I'm going to flip that brush back around, make sure there's not a ton of color on there, so either cleaning off in the back of my hand or on that paper towel. And then I'm going to go and just kind of smudge that look out a little bit to again add that smoke to the look. And there you go. That is the gorgeous smoky eye. I'm going to go ahead and throw on a little bit of black liner on my waterline just to deepen the look a little bit more, and throw on some mascara, and you have a gorgeous smoky eye and are ready to go out on the town.